Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on Their Fight Story. I have Scott Kent with us with Lion Fight. Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, my dear. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Great to see your beautiful face again. It's been way too long.
Well, you're sweet, if not honest. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ah.
How did you get into Muay Thai?
I started, I've always been into athletics. And then in about 1989, when I moved to Las Vegas, I started working out with a guy, Ray Casal, who has a boxing school out in New York. And he was working at the Mirage, and he kind of got me into kickboxing. And then I just started training with, a lot of people here in Las Vegas. I went to Thailand with One Kick Nick. So I was a casino executive by day. And then at night, I would go train Muay Thai and get the hell knocked out of me or knock the hell out of other people. One of the two.
Nice. Maybe you're going to do an exhibition on your next show?
That's probably not going to happen
Okay.
because I'm old. I'm older now.
What?
I'm not quite as nimble as I used to be.
No.
I look at pictures of when I was first in Thailand and I was lean, Iggy, lean. And now I'm not as lean and not as flexible. So, but I tell you what, it's such a great workout. I love this sport. And as you know, as a practitioner, everybody that trains Muay Thai is, it's such an amazing workout for everybody, aside from the fighting side of it. So I love it.
How did you decide to start Lion Fight? When did it start?
Well, I've been in the casino industry for quite a few years. I was an executive for Steve Wynn and then Mandalay Resort Group. And then I worked with a group out of Florida at the Fontainebleau Hotel. And I was helping a friend of mine kind of set up some boxing fights with ESPN. And I had helped another promoter bring in some events at Prim, Nevada. A friend of mine was a GM out there. And I think that kind of went south. And he said, if you ever want to get your promoter's license, we'll work with you. And we know you care about the sport. And I started talking to people like Christine Toledo, who was one of my original partners. We talked about what the sport needed, and we felt it needed some vision, some people that had some financial backing, and a way to approach the sport differently than it had been in the past, which was just basically local and regional promotions. So we started bringing a lot of, even our early fights, we were bringing in fighters in Thailand and Brazil. And we kind of changed the dynamic of Muay Thai in the U.S. and created an opportunity for a lot of the U.S. fighters to fight on a major national promotion as well.
Now, how has this pandemic affected you? Lion Fight, the promotion.
The what?
The apocalypse.
The apocalypse. Oh, yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Well, obviously, it's affected everybody. We're in the same boat as everybody else. We've had a number of shows that have been postponed. Our LA show is postponed till next year. We have a couple of other domestic jurisdictions. We're looking at shows that hopefully we can still do by the end of the year, but we're totally reliant on the governors and the athletic commissions to give us the go-ahead to do that. In light of that, our friends in Italy, Bruno, who's been a big supporter of Lion Fight and a big fan. I went to a show in Sicily last year and was just blown away. It was amazing. They are going ahead with their show this month, August 29th, and it's going to have a Road to Lion Fight, which we've done in other countries that will allow regional fighters, 4 to 6 of them compete in a tournament. And the winner of that tournament will get a contract to fight with Lion Fight in the U.S. In addition to that, we have a world title fight. Enrico Carrera, the Lion Fight world champion, will be defending his title against a fighter from Greece. So it's a big show, and we're working through some logistics now and maybe how to get that streamed. Unfortunately, because of the apocalypse, I won't be able to go to the show. So like everyone else, I will be watching with bated breath on my phone probably.
Oh, no. So now you get to experience what we do when we can't make it.
I know, but I think I'm still going to dress up and I'm going to sit really close to my phone and pretend I'm at the fight.
Mr. Fancy over here. Okay.
Oh yeah, me and my house alone, and the stray cat maybe will wander in, and we'll sit there and watch the fight. So it's gonna be big. Yeah, it'll be good.
Oh, wow.
Mm,
Are you going to sell
mm.
tickets?
No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna keep this a private, intimate affair.
Ooh, okay, private. Okay. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Nice.
When do you think it's going to open up back on our end?
Well, I'm hopeful. We have a December date that we've got penciled in. We have an October date that we have penciled in. But when you start looking at forecasting and having the fighters being able to get into their gym and train for 8 weeks, you start doing the math and you're starting to get close up to that October date. And we want to make sure the fighters are in amazing shape. We want to make sure that the fans would be comfortable coming into an environment like that, and we are in compliance with whatever the state regulations would be. So it's kind of a moving target right now. I'm more optimistic about a December date than I am October, but we're going to look at these other options like the Sicily option and maybe some of these other countries where we can continue to keep the brand going and continue the excitement about the Lion Fight product.
Now, with everything opening and the amount of people that can attend, how would that work?
Well, it really depends. One of the venues that we've looked at is an outdoor arena in Las Vegas, and they've talked about spacing, obviously with what's happening in other major sports. If you're watching hockey and that, they're closing the entire arena. The UFC is doing no fan shows at the Apex and on Fight Island. Those are alternatives, but they're really costly alternatives when you don't have the live gate. And if you have the resources like the UFC does, it probably makes sense contractually with sponsors and television obligations and so forth. I think we're trying to take more of a pragmatic view of that and saying, when is it going to be safe to do it? When are the fans going to want to come back? It's great that people are watching it on TV, but it's not the same without the fans there. And Muay Thai is a sport that is so aggressive and it's really interactive for our fans. I'm hopeful that we can come up with a solution and some kind of a vaccination, some kind of a solution will come forward where hopefully by the end of the year, we're able to do some more live shows with all of our fans.
We love Lion Fight, so it needs to happen ASAP.
I'm doing everything I can do. I'm working in my laboratory in my garage here and trying to come up with some solution. But I know everybody is focused on that. Right. My lab. So we're just trying to, like everybody else, everybody's affected, everybody's worried. We want to kind of alleviate those fears. I want them to be able to come out and have fun, make it a family affair like it has been. And we certainly miss, you and our fans out on the East Coast. Hopefully we can take this time and use it in a constructive way and maybe come up with some other venues. And as we head into the 2021 year, we're able to do a fight or two a month and kind of make up for all of these lost opportunities.
When that happens, are you going to be focusing more on local fighters? Whereas it's going to be more difficult to get international fighters with all the
Well, I think that's one of the things that's going to have to be addressed. Our fight in Sicily, I can't go in 3 weeks because of the quarantine. It's 14 days there. They're not even allowing flights from America into parts of Europe, into Italy, where I'd have to fly into. And then you've got a quarantine coming back if you were able to get there. So that's something that is a complication. The good news is that we do have so many great North American fighters, is that we can pull off some cards like that with our world champions and with our North American champions that we have. We're not reliant on international competition. It's always been part of our makeup, but we would rather do a show than not do a show and not be totally reliant on the international market for our fighters.
Do you have anything else that you want to share with us in regards to you or the promotion before we wrap it up?
Yeah, well, first, thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I miss your face. We miss being out at Foxwoods and our home out on the East Coast, but these are strange times, and just a reminder to all of our fighters and all of our fans all over the place that we're revamping our website. We're doing a lot of things on social media to kind of create for the reopening of the fight landscape, keeping everybody excited, providing more content and more information about the fighters themselves. I think it's really important. So, everybody hang in there, and we look forward to seeing everybody really soon, you included.